start in April 2024 in MK Rajneesh and others versus Union of India. The Supreme Court of India recognized a human right against the adverse impacts of climate change. The decision has attracted significant discourse riddled with mixed reactions. For some, it has been a win for climate action. For others, it has failed to protect endangered biodiversity. Taking a relatively pragmatic position, in an earlier opinion page article in this daily, The Great Indian Bustard and Climate Action Verdict, April 17, 2024. This writer mapped a course for the court to adopt in its final decision, which is framing the core issue in the case using the concept of just transition. Since the final decision of the court is due soon, this article delves deeper into the advantages of a just transition framing, arguing that first, it will facilitate equitable and inclusive climate action. Second, it will break new ground by introducing nature or the non human environment as an entity in the concept of just transition. Third, it will bolster research on just transition litigation in India by foregrounding existing cases. Just transition is not a new concept. However, its introduction to climate change is recent. Put simply, it aims to make mitigative climate action inclusive and fair. That is, it seeks to ensure that the burdens and benefits of decarbonization are distributed equitably. The concept emerged in the 1970s as a tool to protect workers whose jobs were being threatened by increasing environmental regulation. Later, it was brought into the debates on climate change by the international trade union movement, in that a direct impact of decarbonization was on workers employed in carbon intensive economies. In 2015, it was included in the International Treaty on Climate Change, the Paris Agreement. A salient report by the United States based Center for Climate Change Law notes that in addition to workers, just transition encompasses other persons in vulnerable situations. This includes indigenous communities, women, children, and minorities. Due to their pre existing vulnerability, they are at a higher risk of being adversely affected by decarbonization. Accordingly, thus far, the concept only includes affected human beings. Notably, despite its vulnerability